those poor unfortunate souls.
Hello and welcome to Poor Unfortunate Podcast. I'm Conor Perkins.
And I'm Caroline A. Meddy.
Welcome all of our listeners to our first ever episode of Caroline, What's New? A bi-weekly mini episode where we talk about all the latest and greatest in Disney news. So this is our very first episode, and we are recording this on May 16th, 2024. And for those of you who are familiar with the podcast episodes in the past, we used to do Disney news as part of our full episodes, but this season we're going to start breaking them apart so that now you'll get a little bit of extra content separated from our full episodes. So we'll see how this goes. But I used to start every episode by asking Caroline a question, so I'll start this one with that same question. Caroline, what's new?
Well, thank you for asking. And there's been a lot going on. The last time we covered Disney news with you all was in our season 3 finale in March. So there's a lot to cover. We'll get to the big stuff. And then as we keep releasing these episodes, we'll get into the nice little details. But let's start with Disney parks. So the thing happening in just a couple of days that I'd like to talk about is Disney Dreams That Soar, which is a new drone show coming to Disney Springs, and it will begin on May 24th. So this is going to run throughout the summer. There will be 2 10-minute showings each night. And the focus of the little tiny bit, it's a short little show, but the kind of focus is Disney characters who fly or want to fly. And I think it's about time that Disney Springs had a little show at night.
Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer. And I personally was always like, put World of Color into Disney Springs.
I know. But they can't give that away for free.
But a drone show is something
great.
that they can easily give away for free and allows us to start bringing this drone technology over into the States so that we can start using it in other nighttime spectaculars. So I think this is a fantastic idea.
Yeah, I hope this kind of idea sticks around in Disney Springs for sure. Okay, then we've got Tiana's Bayou Adventure. The opening date was just announced. It'll open in Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World on June 28th. I think pass holder previews have the sign up just happened the other day. And in addition to the ride opening, we will be getting for a limited time beignets served at Friar's Nook and the Golden Oak Outpost. So I hope that they're planning for a more permanent beignet location in the future.
Yeah, somewhere probably a little bit closer.
Right, correct.
Because Friar's Nook is not even in the same land.
Right. And when the ride opens, all of the merch will be in the Emporium, and then later it'll be moved to the Critter Co-op. So I don't know. I feel like there's some other things in the works that we haven't heard about for that area. So I'm excited about that. So when the ride opens on June 28th, it will be operating with a virtual queue and with a purchasable lightning lane.
That sounds about right.
So good luck to everybody who is going to try to get on it. I'm very, very excited to see footage of that.
I am too. And to be honest, I've just assumed that rides take forever at a Disney pace, but I was just like, oh wow.
I know.
They're already done. Because, I was there when Splash Mountain was still operational.
That's pretty wild. It's true.
The last time I went, which was Christmas 2022.
Yeah, 22. Mm-hmm.
And it's summer 2024, and this thing is ready to go, which...
Well, I don't blame you for thinking that way because, they've been trying to build and open the cake bake shop at the boardwalk for 4 years. So
if this is an indication of the way things are moving, I think it's a good thing. And also I think it also shows that they were thinking about this a lot longer and more in depth than we may have thought when the announcement came in 2020 in that summer. Because in 2 years they got the ride together to ready to start loading in, and they loaded in, and we're not getting face projected animatronics either. We're getting good shit, people.
They look amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm optimistic. Now I will say they're not building a ride from scratch here, but
true. Right.
But still,
and it's looking lovely.
Optimistic.
At night, it looks
gorgeous.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's
Splash
beautiful.
Mountain never looked this good at night.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm gonna say it.
It's true. You are right.
I love Splash Mountain at night. I love doing a night splash. Tiana's Bayou Adventure, I think I only want to ever do it at night.
It's magical looking.
It's gorgeous.
And one little extra piece of Disney World specific news, Communicore Hall and Plaza in Epcot will be opening finally on June 10th. And that will be accompanied by a new Encanto stage show that will be running through September in the plaza. I have a feeling it will extend because people love some Encanto, me included. So I bet that will be wildly successful for families and maybe it'll stick around. But it's nice to know that there's going to be this sort of performance venue in that part of Epcot. So I'm very excited for that. Okay, and the next two pieces of Disney Parks news are really, really like heavy hitters. We're going to have to get more into these. So we will, touch on them preliminarily now, and then we will get back to them as things move along. So this happened a few days ago. So let's talk about this first. So Disneyland Forward. This is big Disneyland news. This is a development plan that Disney set forward for its properties around the Anaheim theme park, and it's been in the works for a long time, and it received its final approval on May 7th. So basically, high level, again, we will talk about this more. This opens up the possibility for Disneyland to open new rides, new lands, add additional hotel rooms to their existing hotels, and possibly even open a third park. We will see about that. This will be a $1.9 billion investment. There's all these sorts of things that Disney has been talking about how it's going to be developing the Anaheim area in general. Iger confirmed at the Disney Upfronts that an Avatar-themed land will be coming to Disneyland in California.
Yeah, they've also released, I don't know if it's official or not, but I've seen some very early concept art of this Avatar area that's going to be coming to Disneyland, and it looks like it's mostly centered around the Way of Water, the most recent Avatar film.
Yeah, I heard it referred to as, it's interesting, I heard it referred to as an Avatar experience at times. So I think that's hinting at it's going to be smaller. It's going to be smaller than the Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
All right. See. I can't wait to hear what the news that begins to come out of that now that it's approved.
Yeah, it's going to be big. There's going to be a lot of big shit happening there.
I'm excited for Disneyland, folks.
But please tell me about what has now become my full ass identity.
This is Conor and I talk about this every day. Every day this is our new Roman Empire. Forget what I said in our last episode. So, Fantasy Springs. It will officially open in Tokyo Disney Sea on June 6th, but there is so much footage out there of it already from the previews that have been going on. And like I said, it's flooded the internet. It's taken over our minds. Conor and I talk about it every day, and we will continue to. I have a feeling we're going to probably do an episode on it.
It's literally a land centered around Disney water features. What more could the waterfalls, the character waterfalls.
Yeah.
That is enough for me to buy a plane ticket to Tokyo.
Yeah,
and see
I agree with you. There's nothing more the two of us would like to do than to go and cover this. So if you guys want to help us crowdfund for that, we'll give you every piece of content you can ever desire, just so you know.
Absolutely.
So we'll talk about it more when we go.
Wait, would you get on Tower of Terror if someone crowdfunded?
Oh, if that was the exchange, for sure I would.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, people, you heard it here.
I put a GoPro on or whatever to film me, whatever I needed to do, for sure. But if you need a quick overview, if you don't know any of this already, grabbing some of these official descriptions, located between the Arabian coast and Lost River Delta, Fantasy Springs is themed to a magical spring leading to a world of Disney fantasy. This all-new 8th port at Tokyo Disney Sea will be home to 3 areas inspired by Walt Disney Animation Studios films, Frozen, Tangled, and Peter Pan, plus the all-new Tokyo Disney Sea Fantasy Springs Hotel. The entire area is larger than Galaxy's Edge and Pandora combined. That hurts.
That hurts. So good. I need to say it. This hotel.
Yeah, the hotel. So the hotel, I didn't know this.
It's like Art Nouveau,
and
it's
integrated into the land too, which is you walk out directly into Fantasy Springs.
And that's the thing that Tokyo Disney Sea does so well, because their other big hotel is the one that's in Venice in their Mediterranean harbor, and literally your hotel room looks out into the park, and then you just walk out into the park.
Having stayed at the Grand Californian in Disneyland where you can do that, it is elite. It is it's amazing. This I didn't know also. The hotel has 3 restaurants: Fantasy Springs Restaurant, Grand Paradis Lounge, and La Libellule. I don't even know what that is, but I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out.
I want all of them.
So quick, before we move on, let's just do a quick little, here's what's in each land. So in the Frozen Kingdom, we have Anna and Elsa's Frozen Journey. That's the footage that's been going around the most on social media. These incredible Audio animatronics. We'll talk about it another time. We also have 2 dining locations, the Royal Banquet of Arendelle and Oaken's OK Foods.
The Banquet of Arendelle is literally in Arendelle Castle. Like,
It's amazing.
they have made use of their structures so well that everything is not, it's not just like the shit that you just see from afar. It's all functional. Like, you can go into Arendelle Castle and eat there.
Yeah.
And it's huge.
And we will. In Rapunzel's Forest, we have the attraction Rapunzel's Lantern Festival, Tangled Dark Ride, but that also goes outside. You get to get to the lantern scene. It's just it's really out to hurt our feelings.
Their Rapunzel's Tower has an animatronic that sings to you and is outside.
Outside. It's fine. And you can also eat at the Snuggly Duckling, which looks absolutely delightful. So we'll be doing that too.
Insane.
And then finally, we have Peter Pan's Neverland. So we have Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure, which is like a 3D ride. Okay.
Yeah.
Tinkerbell's Busy Buggies, which is like you're shrunk down to the size of like a little fairy. Adorable.
It's Heimlich's Choo Choo Train.
Right.
Rethemed. But we're here for it.
We are. And then we get a dining location here as well, the Lookout Cookout. I mean, the fact that we get 4 themed dining locations, excuse me.
Like 4 attractions.
It's insane.
And then that's not even to mention all of the like walk-through things that you can do, the shopping and that, because like you can go on the Jolly Roger. They have Skull Rock built out. Neverland has never been built out like this before.
Everyone, we want to keep talking about this more with you, but there's only so much that we can say if we can't go. So I'm just putting that out there.
Great.
Connor, give us some Disney Plus news.
Cool. So Bob Iger announced sort of like overall that Disney is going to be dramatically cutting its investments in traditional linear TV as they set out to make streaming consistently profitable. This is some big news. It's kind of like a double, triple, quadruple, quintuple down on streaming right now, especially to say that they're going to be taking money away from their traditional television programming. And then on the side of like coming right off of the strikes, I don't know. For me, it feels like a little bit shady because it basically means like, oh, we can either continue investing money in linear traditional TV where it shares profits more equally among all the people involved, or we can keep going with streaming where it's a newer contract that has shut out a lot of people from being able to be compensated fairly. So put a little bit of a weird taste in my mouth. We're going to see what happens. But some Disney Plus stuff that's now available. We have an all-new season of Monsters at Work. All the episodes are now streaming. And then we have new episodes of Doctor Who that are coming out.
Yes.
Including the first episode, which just aired last week, I believe, which had Jinx Monsoon, drag superstar Jinx Monsoon.
OMG.
She's one of the new villains named Maestro and is freaking insane. Like,
I think I'm going to start watching Doctor Who for the first time.
Yeah, and then Nshuti's in it, and Ncuti Gatwa from Sex Education is the new doctor. And then some other stuff that is announced coming soon. Jim Henson Idea Man is a new documentary, and that will premiere at the end of the month on May 31st. And holy shit, y'all, go watch the trailer for this. It wrecked me.
I was going to say, get your tissues.
We also have The Acolyte coming out. This is the new mystery thriller Star Wars TV series that's set in the time of the High Republic. That premieres June 4th with a 2-episode premiere, and then the remaining 6 episodes will be released every Tuesday.
I can't wait for that. I'm so excited for that.
It's so many yellow lightsabers, baby. So many yellow lightsabers. And then Agatha All Along has officially been announced as the title of the new Disney Plus series. That premieres on September 18th, also with a 2-episode premiere. It is speculated and sort of now confirmed that all of the different titles that we've been getting, like Coven of Chaos, Darkhold Diaries, the most recent one, The Lying Witch, and the something, it was a play on Lion Witch in the Wardrobe, that these are going to be the episode titles.
Wow.
So,
and everybody is going to be Agatha for Halloween. I can't wait.
Exactly. At the Disney Upfronts, we also got trailers for Daredevil Born Again and Ironheart, which will both be coming out in 2025, 2 Marvel series. And then Hulu's The Bear and Only Murders in the Building, which are now part of Disney Plus, they return June 27th and August 27th, respectively. The last thing I'll say, and this sort of goes into the Disney films as well, is the film Young Woman and the Sea, which stars Daisy Ridley, that comes to select theaters starting May 31st, and then it'll also be on Disney Plus as well. And so going into some like Disney films that are happening. So announced coming soon. We got the teaser trailer for Mufasa, The Lion King, which will hit theaters December 20th.
All right.
All right. Inside Out 2 is coming on June 14th. Deadpool 3 is on July 26th. So those are our big like summer heavy hitters. More cast announcements have been made for the Fantastic Four cast, with one being made as recently as yesterday. So Natasha Lyonne, Paul Walter Hauser, and John Malkovich have all been announced to be additions to the cast of Fantastic Four.
That's good.
So it's going to be great.
And finally, just some little miscellaneous Disney news. So on March 20th, Disney announced the newest ship in the Disney Cruise Line fleet, the Destiny.
Another one, baby.
According to Disney, it is going to have a first-of-its-kind design theme, heroes and villains. It's scheduled for delivery in 2025, so who knows when the first actual sailing will be. But a preview video that Disney put out hints at featuring characters and decor inspired by The Lion King, 101 Dalmatians, Hercules, The Incredibles, Pirates of the Caribbean, Spider-Man, and Black Panther. And so the official Disney statement says, be inspired by the powerful tales of Disney heroes and villains on the Disney Destiny. This ship is a tribute to the dynamic duality at the core of beloved stories from Disney, Pixar, and Marvel. And since Hercules was so heavily featured in the promo materials, I was wondering if maybe we would get a Hercules stage show on the ship, because something else that happened, Hercules, the musical, opened in Hamburg, Germany on March 24th, directed and choreographed by Casey Nicholaw. So this is a different version from the 2 runs of the show that we saw in the United States recently. So we had the one at the Public Theater in 2019 and at Paper Mill Playhouse in 2023. So what Disney is calling this German production is world premiere, and it looks really good to me.
It looks good.
Yeah. And although, I really hope, when these things happen and it looks so wonderful and it's directed by a huge Broadway director, you're like, oh my God, I hope it's going to come to Broadway. And I do. But listen, something like this happened with Hunchback of Notre Dame as well. It had a Paper Mill Playhouse run. It was highly successful in Germany, and then it never made it to Broadway. So you just never know, but we can hope. And speaking of Broadway, Aladdin celebrated 10 years on Broadway in March, which when I was looking at the math and the run dates of these shows, I think it makes it the 3rd longest running Disney on Broadway show after The Lion King and Beauty and the Beast. So congrats to Aladdin. And finally, if you've been following us on Instagram, you know that this is going to become a part of the conversation for the next few months. The full Wicked trailer was released, and talk about something becoming our entire personalities. I understand it's not Disney. In fact, it's Universal, but sorry, we're going to have to talk about this and talk about it pretty often until it comes out in November. So apologies in advance, but I feel like we've got a lot of overlap, and I feel like a lot of you out there are interested as well. So we'll talk more about that, but
we're not well. We're still
we're not well.
Oh, Lord. Alrighty, well, this has been the first episode of Caroline, What's New? You know what to do at the end of this. Make sure you hit 5 stars, leave a written review wherever you're listening to the podcast, and make sure that you come back for our next full episode as well.
Also follow us on social media. We are at Poor Unfortunate Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and TikTok. So that's the best way to keep up with everything that's, on our minds and going on with us in between these episodes and our full-length episodes. So we hope to see you there virtually.
And until next time,
Beluga Sevruga.